Magic mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all?
You're ugly, you're disgusting. You get help, you narcissistic bitch.
But this movie is bad. And I'm not some curmudgeonly conservative that thinks every new movie is bad, okay? Don't forget, I liked Barbie.
We put Snow White in second place in its second week. From The Hollywood Reporter, box office upset, blue collar drama, A Working Man beat Snow White with $15 million.
The cartoon was made 85 years ago, and therefore it's extremely dated when it comes to the ideas of women being in roles of power and what a woman is fit for in the world. And so when we came to reimagining the actual role of Snow White, it became about the fairest of them all, meaning who is the most just and who can become a fantastic leader. And the reality is, Snow White has to learn a lot of lessons about coming into her own power before she can come into power over it.
Oh, buckle up, folks, because we're about to unpack a Hollywood catastrophe so jaw-dropping it's practically a fairy tale of its own, just not the kind with a happy ending. Picture this: Rachel Zegler, our plucky Snow White star, sitting in a theater so deserted you'd think it was hosting a midnight screening of paint drying the movie. This wasn't just a flop, it was a seismic disaster so loud it woke up Sleeping Beauty 3 kingdoms over. Rachel didn't stroll in alone, mind you. She dragged her posse along for what must have been the saddest moral support mission since someone tried to cheer up Eeyore. You could hear the popcorn weeping in the silence, and the vibes. Pure, watch me tank my career in glorious 4K. Fans tried to spin it like, oh, they just rented out the whole theater for privacy. Sure, and I'm the 8th dwarf, snacksidentally famous. Instagram and X lit up with videos of these ghost town screenings, seat maps bluer than a sad Pixar robot, and Rachel's crew filming themselves buying tickets only made it more cringe. This wasn't a Disney premiere, it was a wake for a movie that never stood a chance. And the internet turned it into meme gold faster than you can say, hi ho, it's off the charts we go. Let's crack open the piggy bank, because the numbers here are a tragic comedy in 3 acts. Disney shoveled out $370 million. Oh, let's round it up to $400 million with all the glittery marketing bells and whistles to reinvent a beloved classic into a sanctimonious snooze fest nobody asked for. What did they get for that princely sum? A measly $43 million opening weekend, barely enough to cover the evil queen's wardrobe budget, followed by a second weekend belly flop to $14.2 million. That's a 66% drop so steep it's like Snow White took a running leap off the castle turret. Meanwhile, some scrappy action flick called A Hard-Working Man with no fairy tale pedigree, fewer theaters, and zero Disney magic waltzed in and snagged second place like it was auditioning for the hero gig. Even The Chosen Last Supper, limping along with half the screens, nearly overtook this turkey, and it's not even trying to sell plush toys at Hot Topic. Oh, and next week, Minecrafted drops ready to bury such Snow White deeper than a mineshaft collapse. Stick a fork in it, this fairy tale's cooked. As of March 30th, 2025, this sparkly train wreck has limped to $66.9 million in the US and Canada, plus $75.8 million from other territories, totaling a pitiful $142.8 million worldwide. For those keeping score at home, that's a loss exceeding $100 million. Disney execs are probably stress-baking Minnie Mouse cupcakes and sobbing into their spreadsheets. Analysts are calling it a financial bloodbath, and the IMDb score? It plummeted to a 1.5 out of 10 at one point. Folks, that's not just bad. That's let's burn the reels and blame it on a rogue intern territory. This is the same studio that turned The Lion King, our remake, into a $1 billion victory lap. Yet here they are with Snow White, watching theaters emptier than a vegan potluck in Texas. Fans flooded X with seat maps that looked like the Pacific Ocean on a clear day. Ironic, since Rachel once strutted around proclaiming, "People will wait in line to see my movies."
And to everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them,
Sweetheart, they waited in line, alright, to see the Minecraft or that action flick or literally anything with a pulse. That clip aged like a carton of milk in a heat wave, and when it resurfaced, the internet dunked on her so hard she's basically the MVP of meme season 2025. But hold your horses, Rachel didn't just star in this disaster, she practically orchestrated its demise with the finesse of a toddler wielding a flamethrower. She kicked off the chaos by calling the 1937 Snow White weird.
Weird.
Okay, fair. It's got some dated quirks. Then roasted the prince as a stalker. He's not winning boyfriend of the year. I'll give her that. And declared the whole story needed a modern makeover. Hello, Rachel. Disney diehards don't mess with their sacred childhood VHS tapes. They've got hi-ho tattooed on their souls, and they weren't here for your lecture hall vibes. Then she doubled down, telling entire political groups to skip the movie. I don't need your business, she sniffed, like she's gatekeeping a fairy tale instead of starring in a family-friendly flick. Pro tip, when your job is to sell tickets to kids and nostalgia nerds, maybe don't wave off half the country like you're running a protest rally. They listened, alright? Listened their way right out of the theater and into something, anything else. Oh, but the drama didn't stop there. Let's talk co-star beef, because this tea is scalding. Rachel and Gal Gadot's tension got so spicy, Disney had to beef up Gal's security after hate mail and death threats started rolling in. Yikes. Talk about a plot twist. Rachel tossed shade at Gal's pageant queen past with a weird little quip, then ghosted her entirely in a sappy Instagram post thanking the cast. Coincidence? Sure. And I'm the evil queen's personal stylist. You can bet Gal's somewhere sipping a latte, smirking quietly while Rachel's PR nightmare unfolds. Disney's spin squad was in full crisis mode, calling in social media gurus to babysit Rachel's posts. Too late, the tornado was already twirling through Cinderella's castle. Even Spielberg reportedly raised an eyebrow at this mess. And when the producer's booking a red-eye flight for a let's chat intervention, you know it's gone full soap opera. Things spiraled so far out of control that Rachel had to drop an apology post so stiff it might as well have been penned by Donald Duck's lawyer. Oops, my bad vibes. Fans sniffed out the fakery faster than you can say bibbity bobbity boo, and the damage was locked in tighter than Rapunzel's tower. Hollywood's now giving Rachel the silent treatment on Toy Story 5 voice gig, slashed like a budget cut. Pirates of the Caribbean sailed off into the sunset without her. That Plumhouse horror trilogy she was tied to, poof, gone like a puff of pixie dust in a stiff breeze. Turns out nobody's itching to roll the dice on a star who brings more headlines than ticket stubs. Shocking, I know. Post-flop, Rachel hit Instagram with some teary-eyed, this was life-changing and emotional spiel, but let's be real. Between the empty theater selfies, the Gal Gadot snub, and the non-stop damage control, it's giving meltdown energy so loud it could wake Sleeping Beauty without a kiss. Snow White is now a punchline for Disney's midlife crisis, and Rachel's gone from next big thing to that girl who torched a $370 million fairy tale and lived to meme it. She didn't just burn bridges, she hired a pyrotechnics crew, doused the forest in gasoline, and lit the match with a smile. So where does Rachel Zegler go from here? Is this the end of her Hollywood reign, or can she claw her way back from this royal faceplant? She's got the chops, sure. Nobody's denying the talent, but after picking fights with fans, sparking co-star drama, and watching her movie in a theater emptier than a Monday morning spin class, she's spiraled into a PR disaster even the fairy godmother couldn't magic away. Snow White's buried under a landslide of memes, fan backlash, and studio regrets, and Rachel's the poster child for this whole fiasco. She didn't just have a rough press tour, she turned it into a one-woman demolition derby, leaving a trail of scorched earth and awkward apologies in her wake. Hollywood's a wild jungle, baby, where the spotlight's hot, the egos are hotter, and the fall from grace is a spectator sport. Let's rewind and roast a little more, because this story's got layers like an ogre's onion. Before the premiere, Rachel was out there flexing like she'd reinvented the wheel, or at least the spinning wheel. People will wait in line to see my movies, she crowed, and the universe said, hold my apple. That line's now the internet's favorite punching bag, replayed in montages with sad trombone sound effects while theaters sat empty and tumbleweeds rolled through. She didn't just misjudge the vibe, she misjudged the vibe so hard, it's like she tried to sell ice to penguins and wondered why they waddled away. Then there's the behind-the-scenes chaos. Disney reportedly had to scramble like it was the last day of a Black Friday sale, hiring crisis managers to wrangle Rachel's runaway mouth. Too bad she'd already gone viral bashing the original, insulting fans and turning a fairy tale into a political soapbox. You know it's bad when the producer's flying cross-country for a heart-to-heart, probably with a PowerPoint titled How to Not Sink a $400 million Ship. And let's not forget the Gal Gadot subplot, because this feud's got more shade than a forest canopy. After Rachel's pageant jab and that Instagram snub, the rumor mill's churning. Did Gal secretly root for this flop just to watch Rachel squirm? I mean, who wouldn't after that kind of petty? Gal's out there, all grace and Wonder Woman poise, while Rachel's dodging hate mail fallout and pretending it's all fine. Disney's PR team was basically playing whack-a-mole with controversies, co-star beef, fan outrage, political rants, and Rachel just kept swinging the hammer. By the time she posted that apology, it was like putting a band-aid on a sinking ship. Cute, but the water's already up to your neck. So here we are staring at the wreckage of a $370 million fairy tale turned cautionary tale. Rachel Zegler, once Hollywood's golden girl, is now a walking meme factory. Proof that ego, politics, and a classic reboot can mix about as well as oil and a lit match. Can she bounce back? Maybe. She's young, she's got pipes, and Hollywood loves a redemption arc almost as much as it loves a scandal. But right now, she's the lead in a film that's less happily ever after and more hilariously never again, drowning in fan backlash, studio regrets, and enough empty theater pics to fill a scrapbook. What do you think? Can she whistle her way out of this mess? Or is she doomed to be the punchline princess of 2025? Drop your hot takes below, because this royal disaster's got more twists than a Grimm Brothers rewrite. Until next time, keep your tiaras close, your controversies closer, and maybe don't bet your career on a poisoned apple. Peace out. Subscribe to Sizzle Gossip for more sizzling updates.